I'm with the Chief of Patrol, Philip Rivera. I'm here to provide an update on the fatal shooting of a 16-year-old girl that occurred yesterday in the Bronx. At approximately 5:04 p.m. yesterday, Everett Jeffrey was shot in the head outside of Bronx Latin Intermediate School, number 158, near the intersection of Holmes Street and Union Avenue. Video surveillance recovered from the school shows a group of teenagers engaged in a physical altercation near the school. This incident is going to be deemed gang-related. It involved members of two rival gangs and followed a previous fight that had taken place earlier that day. During this altercation, a 14-year-old male produced a firearm and fired 3 rounds into the crowd of other teens. The victim, Everett Jeffrey, was not involved in this dispute. She was an innocent bystander who was simply trying to take cover behind the brick wall and was struck in the head by one of the rounds. She was transported to EMS to Lincoln Hospital, where she was pronounced deceased at 5:56 p.m. The NYPD immediately deployed members of the 4-2 Precinct Detective Squad, Bronx Homicide, and the Bronx Warrant Squad to begin our investigation into this murder. Detectives canvassed the area, reviewed video footage, and interviewed multiple witnesses throughout the evening and into the early morning hours. Through that investigative work, they were able to quickly identify the 14-year-old suspect last night. At approximately 10:45 this morning, the Regional Fugitive Task Force detectives, along with the United States Marshal Service, located this 14-year-old suspect at 952 Reverend James Polite Avenue near the intersection of East 163rd Street. As the perpetrator attempted to enter a taxi, he realized the presence of police and tried to flee the scene, but our officers moved in quickly and apprehended him without further incident. This apprehension was the result of outstanding, relentless detective work. From the moment the shooting occurred, our investigators never stopped, working throughout the night, gathering evidence, building a case, and tracking down the suspect. Their quick action led to the suspect being apprehended in less than 18 hours. I would also like to thank the NYPD school safety agents, EMS, the Bronx District Attorney, and the Department of Education for their quick response and support at the scene. Our hearts go out to the victim's family, and we are committed to ensuring that justice is served in this case. I'll take any questions.
All right, folks, some on-topic questions. Start with John Doyle, WCBN.
Chief, did you recover the weapon used in this time?
We have not.
Okay, Tina Moore.
Hi, Chief. What were the gangs? Can you tell us?
Yeah, the gang is going to be KOD, which is Creep on Davidson. That's a new gang to the area. They have no members listed in our criminal group database. Their rival is FOE, Forest Over Everything. They have 16 members in our criminal group database.
Okay, more questions? Go to Rocco. Daily.
Chief, was the shooter firing at any one person in particular? Can you talk about the previous fight, if that's all?
There was a previous fight in the schoolyard itself that involved our shooter and another unidentified male. From the video that we saw of that incident, it appears that our shooter was actually the winner of that fight. The altercation then carried out onto the walkway behind the school, where another individual ran up and punched the shooter. And that person, we believe, was the intended target.
The person being punched?
The person that punched the shooter.
Right, he was not involved in the initial...
Was not involved in the initial altercation.
New York Times, Maria Clement.
Just to clarify, the fight that we were talking about where the shooter was the winner, that was a fist, were they punching each other? How were they fighting?
It was a fist fight, old school, schoolyard fist fight.
ABC 7, Chocolate.
Hi, Chief. Just your take on how police are combating this youth violence and this gun violence. You were 14 on a 16-year-old. Just how you guys are navigating, eliminating that type of crime.
We basically have created, through the Chief of Crime Control strategy, numerous zones throughout the city where we deploy a tremendous amount of assets from every bureau in the department. My bureau, we handle it investigatively, where we do long-term cases into these subjects, working with the Bronx District Attorney, working with our federal partners to try and make these arrests for the shootings and homicides that are taking place with these young children.
And Joe Marino, New York Post.
The individual in custody now, he is charged or charges are pending?
Charges are pending. We're working with the Bronx District Attorney's Office.
Does he have any prior history with you?
He does have interaction with the NYPD in the past.
All right, folks, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much.